Hi everybody, Akhil here, and today we are going to see whether the dissolvability of a solute is affected by the temperature of the solvent. Does solubility increase with temperature? This experiment is going to tell us how the temperature of the solvent affects how quickly the solute dissolves in it. So, what is a solvent? A solvent is the liquid which the solute is dissolving in. Now, what is a solute? A solute is the solid which is dissolving in the solvent. So when we combine a solvent and a solute, we'll get a solution. Solubility is the maximum number of the solute dissolving in the solvent. Aim. The aim of the experiment is to find out how the temperature of the solvent affects the speed of the solute dissolving in it. Also, we are going to see if the size of the solute affects the dissolvability. If the solute is bigger in size, then it will take longer to dissolve. If the solute is smaller in size, then it will take a shorter time to dissolve. Materials required. For this experiment, we will need 3 solutes. Powdered sugar, which is very finely powdered, granulated sugar, which is tiny bit bigger in size, and rock salt, which is much bigger in size. We will need 3 liquids, which are hot water, room temperature water, and cold water, and 3 glasses. For this experiment to be a fair test, I am using exactly 200 milliliter of water in each glass, and I will change the temperature accordingly. And for each solvent, I will put the same temperature for all the hot water and the cold water. I will keep all the hot water temperatures the same for all the 3 solutes, and also I will keep the cold water temperature same for all the 3 solutes. In order to make our fair test, we are taking our first solute, powdered sugar, and we are taking 25 grams of it. We are taking our second solute, which is granulated sugar, and again we are taking 25 grams of it. Now we are taking our last solute, which is rock salt, and again we are taking 25 grams of it. I have taken 3 bowls of each solvent, powdered sugar, granulated sugar, and rock salt, and I have taken 3 bowls because one is for hot water, one is for room temperature water, and one is for cold water, and I have done the same for all of them, and all of them each weigh 25 grams. My prediction is that the higher the temperature of the solvent, the higher will be the rate of dissolving of the solute. Prediction number 2. The smaller the size of the solute, the faster it dissolves in the solvent. Safety precautions. As we are dealing with hot and cold water, I suggest that you wear gloves while you do this experiment, and you do this experiment under adult supervision. Let us proceed this experiment first with the cold water, then with the room temperature water, then finally with the hot water. I have taken the cold water and I am measuring the temperature. The temperature right now is 5 degrees Celsius. I will use the same temperature water in all the solvents to dissolve the solute in this experiment. I am taking 200 milliliter of the cold water and pouring it into the glass. I have poured the water into all the 3 glasses. Now I will put the solutes inside the glass. Let us see what happens. This is the powdered sugar, this is the granulated sugar. Now we will add the rock salt. Now that I have a scale, we can measure the solubility of the solute depending on its size by seeing how many centimeters are not dissolved in. As you can see, the amount of powdered sugar that has not dissolved is only 1 centimeter. Next, if we go to the granulated sugar, we can see that how much granulated sugar that is not dissolved is 1.1 centimeters. And then if we go to a rock salt, we can see that how much rock salt has not dissolved is 1.3 centimeters. This proves that the powdered sugar, which was the smallest, had dissolved more since there was only less parts that had not dissolved, and the granulated sugar, which had been medium size but bigger than the powdered sugar, has dissolved little bit less than the powdered sugar, and the rock salt, which is much bigger than both of them, has little less dissolved. Now I have taken the room temperature water and I am measuring the temperature. The temperature is around 30 degrees Celsius. Now I am taking 200 ml of regular room temperature water and pouring it into each of the glasses. Now I have poured 200 ml of room temperature water into each of the glasses. Now I'm going to drop the solvents in one by one. We start with powdered sugar. Now we can do granulated sugar. And finally we can pour in rock salt. We can see that the solute in the normal temperature water has dissolved little bit more than the solute in the cold temperature water. Now let's measure just how much. Is 1.1 centimeters of undissolved rock salt in room temperature water. Now let's go to the granulated sugar. This is 0.9 centimeters of granulated sugar that is not dissolved in room temperature water. Finally, let's go to powdered sugar. We have 0.6 centimeters of powdered sugar that has not dissolved in the room temperature water. I have taken the hot water at 90 degrees Celsius. Remember to wear your gloves as this is very hot. I'm going to take this hot water, which I've measured out 200 ml, and pour it into each of the glass. I have now poured 200 ml of hot water into each of these glasses. Now I'm going to start putting in my solutes one by one. First, let's start with powdered sugar. Now we can move on to granulated sugar. Now we can finish off with rock salt. As you can see, when compared to the cold and room temperature water, the hot water has dissolved much of the solute. Now we can measure exactly how much has not been dissolved. As you can see, for the rock salt, only 1 centimeter of rock salt has not been dissolved in the hot water. For the granulated sugar, as you can see, only 0.6 centimeters of it has not been dissolved by the hot water. Now let's go to the powdered sugar. There are only 0.3 centimeters of powdered sugar left in the hot water. Observation. We have now seen that the hot water has dissolved the most solute than the cold and the room temperature water. As you can see, I have plotted all the data into a graph in the form of a tabular column, and I have my x-axis as the solute, which is powdered sugar, sugar granules and rock salt, and my y-axis as the undissolved solute in different temperatures of the solvent which we saw in our experiment, which is cold, room temperature water and hot water. And then I have taken all this data and plotted it into a graph here. And as you can see, the hot water has dissolved the most solute, and then the room temperature and the cold water. And the powdered sugar has also dissolved the most because it is the smallest size, which means it is exposed to more surface area of the water. Conclusion. I have arrived at two conclusions from this experiment. My first conclusion answers the question, does solubility increase with temperature? Yes, the solubility does increase with temperature because, as we saw, the hot water solvent dissolved most solute than the cold water solvent and the room temperature solvent. This is because the higher temperature of the solvent allows the molecules of the solute to break apart more easily and easily form a bond with the water molecules, thus dissolving faster. So, as the temperature of the solvent increases, the solubility of the solute also increases. The higher temperature allows the solute's molecules to vibrate and move faster. Thus, they break freely from the force of attraction of each other. After that, they bond with the solvent molecule, thus dissolving in the solvent and increasing their solubility. However, in colder temperatures, the case is reversed because the force of attraction between the solutes is much greater and doesn't allow them to break freely and dissolve into the solvent. Conclusion number 2. So the smaller the size of the solute, the faster it dissolves in that solvent. This is because the smaller the solvent, the more the surface area it's exposed to, which means it's exposed to more water. That's why it dissolves much more quickly than bigger particles which are exposed to less surface area of water. Have fun doing this experiment at home, and thank you for watching this video.